Truthfully, there's a lot of things the NBA needs to work on. Topics that I didn't even bring up today, like how painfully bad the league is mishandling marketing guys like Wemby, Banchero, and Şengün. But I think that's for a different day. Yeah, the NBA is destroying its own future. I'm in the very small
minority
that even likes Adam Silver, but brother, dude is stinking up the joint. Like I said last video, love all the rule changes, but I don't know if Goofy is running the marketing department. If so, might need to slide Old Yeller across Adam's desk. Honestly though, the NBA is horribly mismanaging its young talent lately, and it's driving me crazy. And you're here watching this, so it's probably driving you crazy. So let's just do the damn thing.
Oh my God!
ABC, TNT, ESPN, NBA TV, all 3.5 of those companies broadcast nationally televised NBA games. And for the most part, they're all fine. TNT is clearly the best. ABC and ESPN are like the same company, but ESPN's pre, half, and post-game coverage, it feels like I'm being Dutch ovened by Big Perk. And NBA TV's just mid. They just use the home team's broadcasts and call it a day. But don't think I forgot about that little Sam Mitchell scuffle earlier this season.
I'm surprised coaches get a paycheck for this show. You know, I think like maybe you should do this pro bono, my friend.
You know, last time I looked at my check, it's pretty close. Why don't you come up off some of that money you got since you over there bragging about it?
I think
You screaming broke and hungry, let's just see it. I done told you, young fella,
State Warriors.
you gonna stop messing with me on national TV. I done told you about that. Hey, do I need to give out the address? Because you're not at home right now.
Specifically, ABC, TNT, and ESPN are fully responsible to provide Tuesdays through Thursdays with the most entertaining 2 games on each given night. So you can imagine the absolute perplexity that filled my brain when I saw the Golden State Warriors have the second most nationally televised games. And before you smash your keyboard like Donkey Kong, I know, they're getting those national games, they're getting the spotlight, all because they have the guy from the Stuck With You music video. But that's exactly what has me fired up. How the are you gonna get people to care about all the amazing Garland's doing this year if instead we're being shown a team that's barely floating above 500? There is some hindsight bias when looking at some of these numbers, but Cleveland and Houston combined having less games than Phoenix is wild. They probably didn't expect either of those two teams to be as good as they are, but looking back and seeing the Lakers have nearly 40 games also feels so slimy. Out of the 13 teams that have 20 or more games this year, only 4 of those teams are a top 4 seed this year. And I'm not saying you have to just put only title contenders on a national stage, because I'd rather see Paolo and Franz than 36-year-old Steph and Buddy Hield. I bring all of those national TV numbers up because holy the league is not marketing Wemby enough. And like I said, I don't need the Spurs to be a top 3 seed in the West, but the fact 61 of their games have to be viewed through League Pass is a joke. Adam Silver and the NBA got blessed with a talent that no other American professional league has. That's including Daniels, Bedard, Olivia Dunn's boyfriend. Like, Wemby is that generational. He's so different that during his rookie season, this man generated 1.3 billion views across social media. And yet, just barely over 25% of this season does he get to perform in front of a national audience. That's what's terrifying. In a weird way, I feel like Adam Silver is happy to Jimmy Fallonize NBA games. And what I mean by that is, when was the last time you parked it at 10:30 and watched an entire episode of The Tonight Show? Weeks, months, years, never? Either way, I don't think it matters to Jimmy, because I would bet that 75% of you in the last few weeks, months, years have had a Jimmy Fallon clip come under your For You page. That sweet, sweet vertical format view It's all that Jimmy and his team are targeting now. This entire article practically admits to it like 3 times, and again, I think it's the exact strategy the NBA is pivoting to. In Adam's eyes, who gives a f about a TNT Thursday night doubleheader when instead they can just clip farm Bronny highlights. So instead of using traditional media to promote a team like the Rockets, no.
Laker time, Showtime Lakers, purple and gold. Are you hungry? No. Yummy, huh? Eat up. Eat.
Hey, yo, what the?
Then during commercial breaks, when you go to check IG, it's just Bleacher Report sucking off anything Steph does. You're either getting your back blown out or getting soaked on by a splash bro. And the direct result of that is comments like these flooding NBA forums. I don't think the league is cooked post Steph, LeBron, KD, but forcing Lakers, Warriors, Lakers, Warriors, Lakers, Suns, Warriors every other night isn't helping to prove that point. But then what's juicier than Kyle Lowry and a pair of jorts is when they do stray away from those two, they don't know who the f to market. For example, let's look at the 2024 NBA tip-off promo. No LeBron, no Steph. Instead, we got young guys like Ant and Wemby, top 5 guys and Luka and Tatum. But then 2 out of the first 3 faces we are shown is Kawhi Leonard and Bam Adebayo. Coming from a Clippers fan, having the first player we see be a guy who's missed 600 games, give or take, is truly horrifying. And why Bam? I know he was part of that gold medal squad, but why not Chet, Triple J, or Şengün? And again, I want to circle back to the league is cooked once those guys retire because I want to really hammer home how wrong that is. Ant is baby MJ. Paulo's like more athletic Melo. Şengün is diet Jokic. Luka is just LeBron with baby fat, and Wemby is something we've never seen before. All of those players could still be on their parents' insurance, which makes it all the more frustrating that 105 nationally televised games are dedicated to a team that missed the playoffs, a team that got swept, and a team that got gentlemen swept. And it wasn't like any of those 3 teams added a major piece in the offseason. The biggest addition you could maybe argue was Buddy Hield, which made me realize there is a massive common denominator tormenting a majority of the league. The NBA hates its small market teams. They don't even try to hide it at this point. And I know Christmas has come and gone, but I'm gonna get you to Scrooge your pants here, whether you like it or not.
That was sus.
Now this chunk of the video might sound like I wrote it with a tinfoil hat on, but hear me out. May 16th, 2023, NBA Draft Lottery Day, aka the big ol' Wemby sweepstakes. Between Detroit, Houston, San Antonio, Charlotte, and Portland, it was beyond obvious who would be getting the most generational talent since LeBron. Even though Wemby is not from this universe, there is no world where Adam would have let any other team other than San Antonio draft Victor. Upper tier mid-level market, decorated title history, stable front office, and coached by the greatest ever. For Detroit, Charlotte, and Portland, too small of markets, suspect at best climate, and all unstable front offices. Houston, at the time, I thought maybe had a shot, but compared to the city 3 hours away, why would Adam take the risk? This is all coming from a place of little to no proof. I get that, but at the moment, and as time has passed, people have had similar doubts. Now, while writing this exact video, there just so happened to be a teeny tiny trade that happened to go down on February 2nd.
An absolute blockbuster mega trade involving
Anthony Davis to the Dallas Mavericks in exchange for Luka Doncic.
What? You know loyalty to the fans? The ones who sprinkled all the money all over your and then you took it and you shipped it off to the Lakers.
Nothing, and I mean nothing about this trade makes any sense. Wild conspiracies from Luka weighing 300 pounds, Luka secretly demanding a trade, to even the entire Mavs organization moving to Vegas. Throw all the conspiracies to the side. What remains a legitimate question is, why were the Lakers the only team to have a shot at Luka? Because supposedly there was one other team called, we don't know who. Either way, it created a lot of conversation about Adam and the league getting their little paws involved in that Luka deal. Regardless, of course a team named after Minnesota's 10,000 lakes is a part of something fishy. Dude, don't click. I fully promise you, Cooper Flagg will not be a Washington Wizard. As it stands right now, Washington has the lowest amount of wins in the entire league. I think Charlotte and Utah will end up being the teams that round out the bottom three, which would have the Wizards, Hornets, and Jazz, all three having the exact same odds to land Cooper. And similar to Zion, I can't imagine Adam loving the idea of another borderline generational talent going to a horribly mismanaged organization. Charlotte and Utah aren't great backups either, but there's something about Utah and Cooper that I just feel like the fan base would love him. Getting back to reality, the fact of the matter still exists. The NBA does not with its small markets. The only American professional sports organization that hates small markets more is the MLB, which, keep in mind, it's 2025 and they still have no salary cap. On the other hand, the NFL strives with small markets. Green Bay, Baltimore, Kansas City, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, all not super massive markets, but all consistently successful off the field and for the most part on the field as well. Cleveland and Oklahoma City are a combined 81 and 19, and the NBA barely cares. Instead, we're having to listen about Phoenix's title odds or,
dude, where's Jimmy Butler gonna go?
And not to harp again on the whole number of national TV games thing, but OKC was the 1 seed last year, and they still only got 25 games this year because the national TV game thing is important. I especially dove deep into League Pass and local blackouts in my last video, but TNT and ESPN games are the perfect platter to showcase teams like OKC and Houston. Şengün, Banchero, Cade Cunningham are all far from household names, and that's criminal. So how do you fix it? For every good thing the NFL does, I feel like there's 3 bad things that follow, but the NFL having the ability to flex to a more entertaining game, perfect. Granted, there's restrictions I didn't even know about until doing research for this video, but the NBA has to adapt this. Editor Sam here. I just feel like I needed to hop on quick to clarify that last statement. I just feel like it was worded a bit poorly. The NBA can and has in the past flexed NBA games, especially like the national TV ones. I think my main point being it's nowhere near to the extent or frequency that the NFL does it. And I just feel like I need to hop on to say that because I can already see the comments being flooded saying I was wrong. And I just really don't want any of that smoke. So I just wanted to hop on here to clarify that yes, I understand the NBA can and has flexed NBA games, but I still think my point is valid that they do not do it nearly enough. Like on February 27th, the ICU Pelicans and Suns will be TNT's night game. The league has at least changed one aspect for the national audience. That big old $76 billion TV deal already starts next season, meaning Peacock and Amazon Prime will be thrown into the mix. And at least according to this Reddit post,
who's my good little kitten?
A typical Monday through Sunday NBA slate will look like this, which God willing, the league sees this as a fresh start and disperses games a bit more evenly. As for the social media side of things, I've seen Steph hit the same pre-game tunnel shot since Bush was in office. At this point, just give Stephon Castle a tiny mic and run with it, because you don't have to tweak much on the social media front. Just stop showing the same 4 teams' highlights. God forbid I scroll and see Bilal Coulibaly do something crazy. Overall, Adam, start flexing some of these games, please. Dude, I'll do the Mark Zuckerberg meme at this point if that's what it takes. But now, I want to hear from you. Do you think these changes would help protect the NBA's future? How do you feel about how the NBA markets itself? Do you think Adam is Jimmy Fallonizing the game? Also, want to shout out this comment from Glock Dookie 5231.
Huh?
Wild name, but that literally made my week. Outside of that, that's gonna do it for today's video. If you're not subscribed, dude, I literally have a degree in casual takes. You're gonna want to subscribe and hit that like button. But that's officially it for me today. I will see y'all in the next one.